I'm not. All right, cool. We'll close the door. It's too loud out there. Hello, everybody. Happy Saturday again. I'm back here for a second time today. Oh, that's way too far away. I'm gonna have him move that in. Let's bring in that camera way more, if you don't mind.
Yeah, well, hold on one second.
Yeah. It's like a million miles away. Hello back there. How's the weather back there? Anyways, having a really good day. So this is still day 11, no alcohol, and I think it's like a week, no sugar. I really need to look at that date. Every time I say that and I forget. I literally forget. I mean, we need to figure out the date that I went to the store. What day that was. I posted a video. I have to look.
Sure.
That was the last day I had sugar. I don't know what that day is, but it was like a week ago, I think. It may be a little closer. Yeah, probably did. Less of the room. Yeah.
Is that better?
I think probably a little more. Less of like the bed, no more. Yeah, there you go. That's probably better.
Like that?
Okay, so it's delayed. Let's see. We're fixing the view. That's too far.
Okay,
Why are you showing like all the bed? You literally like bring it in closer. Like, come over here. You're closer.
Hello, everybody.
Look at the girl on that like huge couch. You know. Do you guys ever remember that show? It was something with the girl with a big red, comfy couch. Yeah, that's good. That's better. A little closer. That's good. No closer than that. There's it. There's an in between there. That's good. All right. So, anyways, thank you everybody for being patient during that moment there. But yeah, there was this show when I was young. It was this girl that I don't know. It was like a cartoon. Something about a big red comfy couch or something. Or, I don't know if it was red. Big comfy couch maybe. And she was small and the couch was like huge. So like the primary thing that you saw was like the couch. I don't know if anyone remembers that show. It was one of those, you only saw it if you were alive during that time because it's not like a show that went far, you know? You know there's those shows that you only really knew about those shows if you were watching them. But now you can watch like everything on apps. But prior to that, you know, a lot of TV people only really saw. But even now, you'd have to know to kind of look it up, unless, you know, some of them things pop up. But some of these shows just get lost forever. But, yeah, that's good. Anywho, so I'm feeling really good today. I've had 2 pounds of beef. We have not gone shopping, which is great. We're not going to go shopping today. And Casper's just chilling. I've been probably overfeeding him again with the lettuce. So it's actually really good to just like, he's just chilling in the sun over here. He's having a great time, and I'm realizing like sometimes I tend to like overfeed him because he'll eat if you put it there, but he doesn't even want it if you don't. He's just like relaxing. But if there was lettuce there, he'll eat it.
Is
so,
it possible that you could have given him an eating disorder?
Yeah, I gave my bunny. He's way too much lettuce.
Is a bunny eating disorder?
Yeah, he's a bunny eating disorder for sure. It seems like it. He sure likes that lettuce. But no, actually he's getting better, where he kind of like turns things down and kind of leaves things. But if he's not careful, then I give it, you know, I get rid of it because he will eat it all, you know. So I'll be like, all right, we're done. Get rid of that. But anyways, 12 days to New York, and I'm gonna be in New York for 12 days. So it's kind of interesting because it's kind of like that.
Yeah.
Like 12 and 12. Yeah. I'll be there in 12 days and I'll be there for 12 days. So I feel like Casper is really getting nervous because we brought out all the suitcases earlier, remember?
So you have good shape and you have nice legs.
Oh, thank you. You know, my body's starting to bounce back.
Yeah.
Like where...
You're feeling good, right?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. And I'm not trying to be like thinner anyway. You know, I know I'm very thin. It was more like where I was putting the weight had gone just not the spots I wanted. And I just didn't feel good. And now I'm, you know, doing the protein diet, and for about a week now I've been, I think, on the straight protein. That's what I was trying to figure out what day that was. I'm gonna look it up on these days. I forget once I get off the blog, I started doing something else. And when you get into ketosis, which is what I feel like I am in now, and I think Richard is too, then you have a lot more energy, but you're not like bounding with energy all the time. So you end up sleeping a lot still on this diet, but then when you need the energy, you have it, if that makes sense. So like sometimes you don't even think, oh, I couldn't do that, but then you can, because you just have kind of like this endless energy if needed, but you generally don't want to use it all the time. So you're just kind of like, you do a lot of like, lounging, and you don't have to necessarily be like working out all the time when you do protein. Like your body still looks like toned. You have to be active. You can't probably just sit on the couch, but you don't have to be going to the gym ever. And for some reason with the protein, makes your body much more tone shaped, and then the sugar and the real high fat, because you can do some fat, because with the protein diet you do want fat, but too much fat can start to cause you problems, because then you're getting too much fat. You're having more fat than protein in your diet, because you want to have the majority of your diet be protein. If you like for ultimate health, it's like building. Well, that's what they've been saying for a long time, that you should have your diet permanently made of protein, because people have arguments of what they consider as their protein. I only consider animal true protein, which I know I was a vegan for many years. It sucks to have to eat animals, but it is the healthiest thing that I feel for me. Maybe not for everyone, but I think most people do, for most diets, argue that protein is important. They might like their.
Do you take any
medicines
or any antidepressants or any drugs?
No, Richard gave me some magnesium when I got home. That was it. We don't even take vitamins anymore.
Magnesium is a vitamin.
It's a vitamin, but I don't even take vitamins. No, I don't take any sort of drug, but weed. I think it's weed, yeah. Weed. And then when I go to New York, I consume some sugar and alcohol. And those are, I consider drugs. So I take it very, I was the one that was like, ah. But no, I don't take any medicine. I don't like taking medicine on any level. I probably should be on some anxiety medicine, but I just don't want to. I don't like the idea of having to take medicine, having to every day take something. I don't like that. That's why I don't like when I start drinking, because you do need alcohol unless you want to get sick for a second. You know what I mean? So I don't like that. I don't like that feeling. That's why I couldn't do that always. I couldn't.
You tell her.
I couldn't be a continual
Do you ever take Tylenol?
Not unless I'm in a lot of pain do I take Tylenol. When I first got home, Richard got me some ibuprofen, because I was I had so much my feet were swollen. I was very swollen, so that helped a little bit. But I don't know.
This time I got you new shoes.
I know. I'm excited. And he's throwing me some pants, and so I'm set for my New York trip. We always try to get everything, a couple weeks ahead in time in case things need to be returned, And you always think, things will be there the next day, but then it just never fails. If something needs to be there at a certain time, it'll be the one thing that's gets delayed forever. This is how life is. Richard had this GoPro thing. It was a GoPro screen, and it was arriving. It had gotten delayed. Okay, this happened. We were going to Panama the second time in 2020, and the thing was supposed to arrive the day before we left for Panama, but then someone wasn't there to accept it, so they sent it to some thing that then we couldn't get it till after our flight or something like that. So we ended up somehow getting a workaround that we got. I don't remember, but we got it somehow. I don't remember, but it was we had to jump through all these hoops and call all these numbers, because I think they were gonna. Oh, what happened is they were gonna try to redeliver it, but it was gonna be after we were gone. So then we had to go pick it up, but we had to figure out where it was, and it was a mess. But we got it. But it was just it never fails. If you try to buy something before you leave for a trip, it won't arrive on time. Something got stuck at the last hotel I was at. I might be able to go get it. They might still have it, because something arrived too late there. Actually, this wasn't even arrived too late. This was Richard ordered. It was supposed to come here, and he sent it there on accident, because we had stuff going there, and it gets confusing when you have the different addresses. if you're not used to changing your address, you don't think to do that. So I'm looking forward to it, though. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I know that it's all going to work out. And I'm actually feeling really good about, like, the thing kind of, like, just wanting to be more responsible and positive, yeah. So, yeah. So, anyways, Annette is having the best day today, you guys. She's really, like, just really happy today and stuff. And so I haven't told her yet I'm going back to New York, though, because she doesn't usually like that. I'll tell her maybe, like, a couple days before or the week before. But I think it's too early, because it's still, like, 12 days. Casper is now, he's so sweet. He, like, moves all of his little toys around. It's really cute when bunnies move their stuff because they use their teeth, so it's just kind of cute the way that they move things around. It just looks funny when they do it. But, yeah, I was watching Big Brother live feeds, and it's so weird watching people, like, lie so much. Like, because you're watching the live feeds, and this is like the behind the scenes of what goes on with the show, so these might not all end up being aired, so you're seeing stuff that, you know, might not ever end up on the show. That's why people like to do those live feeds. And but it's so weird just watching, like, the people go from room to room and just, like, lie to each person. Because, I mean, probably one person they're telling the truth to, but they've said the same thing, or they've, you know, said contradictory things, you know, just to appease whatever that person wanted to hear. So I was watching, like, it was like Keanu and Rachel, and he's totally been trying to get the HOH, which is Vince, to nominate Rachel, who she was the one that won many years ago, so everyone wants her out because she's already won Big Brother. And, you know, she has more knowledge than other people. And she's older, she's like 40 like me. And so it was just crazy that he's been trying to get him to nominate her. First he wanted her on the block, but then he's like, let's, you know, put her on the block if someone uses the beta. But then she was like, I heard that someone said that you might use the beta. And he's just like it's just funny to watch him just, like, totally lie. Like, I think she believed it too. And I'm just like, it's weird when you watch that. It's weird. That show is crazy of, like, they really encourage on our American version for everybody to lie, whereas there's other countries, theirs is the public votes. So on ours, the house guests vote. So you can lie to each other and then trick each other. But in some other countries, like the one in England and the one in UK, the UK and the Australian one, and I think the Canadian one, I think all of those are the public votes. So, like, you can't really lie because we're watching, you know what I mean? So I don't know. I kind of prefer when they can't really lie, but it is funny to kind of watch them, like, sneaking around and people. Especially some of them get caught in their lies because this is, you know, they finally get everyone all in the same room, like, wait, you said this to me, but sorry, I got something in my eyes. You know when you get that, like, goo? That's what I get out of Casper's eyes. He's really sweet about that, my bunny, to let me take that stuff out of his eyes, because I feel like that's, like, a real level of trust. Like he lets me get in his eye and get the little... And sometimes it takes me a second because the things get, like, I can't get him, and he'll let me keep going, you know? He always lets me do that, but I'm really going to miss everybody here, especially my bunny and Rich and Annette and Gloria. So everyone is, like, in a really good mood today. Gloria's a little tired because she went danced her bum off last night. They had a really good time. I think they had, like, an extra special time last night. I don't know, like, I just felt like they both were, like, in a really good mood and stuff. And because Annette came home, like, really happy. And then, oh gosh, I said, your, like, head, like, this, like a snap, like, your neck. Oh, I felt good. Oh. You know, you're like, oh, that feels better. Like, it's like almost like decongest your head. I don't know what that is. Like, is that good? You know, there's like a crack. Feels good. Anyways, so Richard gave Annette some money this morning, and he said, why don't you go get yourself, a coffee or something or whatever you want to get. So she went and got herself a coffee, and she got herself like some bar soap, and I don't know what else. That's the only thing I've seen. We didn't search or ask her. I just have seen some things. I'm like, oh, that's new. I don't know what else she got, but she went to Walgreens, and so she's just in the best mood because I think I have that freedom. And so we've been wanting to be able to give Annette cash again, but it took a long time. It's taken like 2 years because at first, if you gave her cash, she was downtown and was buying things that she shouldn't be buying. But now she just goes to the Walgreens, or she goes and buys her own cigarettes now because she has her ID. That she felt so proud. So I think each thing that so now I've been doing the laundry, and if she's in her room, I'll just hand it to her. I don't go in there anymore, and because for a while she wanted me to hang it up, she would be irritated, but she wanted me to. But now she'll be like, oh, I'll do it and stuff. And so she does the dishes and stuff. So Annette is I'm really proud of her. She's doing just so much right now in the sense of the difference a couple years ago. It's just, we didn't even know if she'd be able to really get much dexterity back to her hands even. That's why she couldn't even do some things. Maybe one of these days she'll be able to play piano again. That would be amazing. But I'm just really proud of her. I think it's hard for her going into establishments, you know what I mean? She for a while had a real level of embarrassment, and I think she's feeling we're letting her know that it's okay to be different, and who wants to be perfect and normal, whatever, and we're all wacky, and we're showing her that you don't have to be perfect, because I think she thought she was different and everyone else was perfect for her. We're no, look at us. I think the more she sees just interact with us, and we're no, I don't matter, I don't care. She sees me, I go in my pajamas, she realizes it's not that big a deal, so she feels comfortable to go in more establishments where when we first got here, she didn't even want to go in because she knew she was different and people were looking at her and stuff. I don't even think anyone looks at her at all now. I think but in the past, she was yelling and stuff, so people would notice her. But yeah, so I felt very happy that she felt comfortable going to Walgreens, and she goes to the to the place to buy the cigarettes, the little Dottie's place, and then she's also went to the donut. It's the donut coffee place, so. For her to go to those places by herself, now, I feel like we've come a really long way. And she used to sometimes go to those places, but she was a nuisance. And they wouldn't necessarily kick her out, but they were, because she'd be yelling and stuff. I remember she would go to the Walgreens and we wouldn't know she was there. And we happened to walk in twice when she was there, and we would just heard her immediately. We're oh, that's here. It was you just heard her as soon as you walked in the store, sometimes even from outside of the store, where she would be loud. And now, and I think now, I think she feels proud, and she loves her little bag. I can't get her to want a new bag. I got this bag so long ago from Target for myself when I went on my first trip to New York, and it was it's like a $10 bag, and I think I got it it's not even an adult bag. It's so this straps are kind of small. I think it's was supposed to be a children's backpack or something. But then I think I had cut the backpack straps off because those were annoying. So it's it goes over her shoulder. But she loves this bag, that black and white bag. And I used it in 2023 when I went to New York. And then Annette just loves that bag, but it's getting dirty stuff. But I have so many bags I've given her. She wants nothing to do with any other bag but that bag. And I've tried to replace it. They didn't have it again. I just happened to stumble on it. I was oh, that's a cute bag, because I like black and white, And she just loves that bag. And then we had lost it. She left it at the pizza place for months, like 6 months it was. And I had gotten her this other bag, and she used it, and she still has the one, but she was not a big fan of that one. And then we went one day, and they had been holding it, and she will not. So she goes with her bag, and she just feels proud. And Richard just got her 2 new pairs of jeans and some new black pants that she wore last night. But her new jeans, she looks good. They're good. He did good on these jeans that he got her. They look really slick on her. And then they just ordered another pair of shoes. These ones are not tennis shoes per se, but hopefully they'll work. I wasn't part of it, and I wanted her to just pick whatever she wanted, but I don't know if they're gonna work for her walking, but hopefully they will, because they're kind that they're like, like a Converse, but like with the chunky heels, but like the not like a platform, not a heel, a platform, but not like a big one, but like probably like this. But I think maybe that could be good because she walks so much. But then I know with me, I can't wear flat shoes, so I don't know. We'll see if she likes to have flat. She might like that. I don't know. Some people have flat feet, I think. But I can't walk flat-footed. But so she picked out these shoes, and so I think those are and a new shirt, and I think something else Richard said. But I'm excited because she's like really getting involved with like the picking the stuff, and even if we have to return it, if it doesn't work out, it's fine. Like at least she gets to choose. So. But it's much easier than us always. It's very hard for us to make a whole trip to the store for like to Macy's, like Smith's. They can handle that. But it's weird, like that whole endeavor. It's like it is a big thing for us here. It's weird. It's just as much. So when we can order, okay, a little bit further back. When we can order on.
Yeah. Further.
That's good. You got that stupid makeup on me.
Better now? Yeah. There you go.
I look like an old lady. I like better. I mean, I know I look like an old lady, but I look like a clown. I look like a real person. I look like an AI. I'll have my wrinkles. Anywho, I knew it was on too. Like, but I don't know. We don't need the ugly floor.
But they liked it up close better.
Okay, but a little bit. Like I don't know whether it's like I don't like it this much either. It's like it's either like.
This one, take a look.
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah,
that's good. That's good.
That's good right there.
Yeah, that's good. See, I'm old, so you don't want to have it too close.
No.
But you also don't want to be 9 miles away either.
You know, 10 years from now, you're gonna look like, oh man, I was so young back then.
But I'll still be old compared to when I was young. You know what I mean? Like, I'll be older, but I'm not young either. Does that make sense? They don't call a 40-year-old young.
It's all relative.
I'm not old, but I'm not young. I'm not like a kid. I'm not like a teenager. I'm not like a 20 or 30-year-old. I'm a 40-year-old. You're not an old fart necessarily yet, but I am. But some are not. Most 40-year-olds are not as old as me. I'm like the oldest 40-year-old. I really am. I've been an old fart since I was 5. So don't even worry about it. But anyways, so.
But a lovable fart.
Sometimes lovable. But yeah, so I was watching these live feeds, and man, these people just be going around the houses talking so much BS to each other, and it just entertains me because eventually the people do see that. Do you understand? Like they go, because they're all trying to win, but eventually when everyone goes home, they do see like how some people really manipulate other people and stuff. And it's just.
SJ says that I can tell that you're a very nice person. You're very real.
Oh, thank you, SJ. Thank you. Appreciate that. I do try to be real. That's why I'm too real. I'm monitoring my level of realness. No, I'm just actually behaving in real life. Like I'm not acting inappropriate in real life in any way either, except for when I do, I correct myself. I'm not saying I'm never going to do that again, and I'm so woke. It's more just like each time I do something stupid, I think about that, and then I go, I don't want to do that again. Whereas in the past, I think I was just like, that's just me, just go there, Like you just kind of like, just expect people to just like accept that you just are not a cool person.
They're digging your leopard print right now.
Oh yeah, so this Richard got this in I think 2024, I want to say, for Christmas. This was the best thing. The problem is I'm washing it tomorrow, But the more times I wash it, the more like less soft it gets, you know. But you have to wash things around here a lot. So I'm gonna do this one in the morning. But yeah, they used to be really soft.
Okay, so
now it's not that soft because I washed it a bunch of times.
Twisted T&E or something. They've been watching for 10 minutes. They're really trying to figure out what is the channel about. Can you sum it up?
Well, the thing is,
a lot, but just the high level.
The thing is me and my husband have always lived a very strange life since we got together in 2012, and he's much older than me, and we just kind of like went and did our own thing. But then ultimately, you know, his dad had died and my mom had died, and both our brothers had died. So I think we kind of deep down knew we were going to have to eventually be the ones to take care of Gloria and Annette. I think we just didn't really. I think we just didn't really know when it's a Gloria and Annette or Richard's mother and his sister who has schizoaffective disorder. So for like many years, like basically like 11 years pretty much, we all kind of were like, Gloria we thought was taking care of Annette, but she wasn't really. I mean, she was doing the best she could. She's doing the best she could, really. I mean, no, we shouldn't have given her that, you know, that obligation. But I mean, Richard didn't know to really like take over his mom's job. You know what I mean? Like he didn't know anything. I mean, him and his sister weren't even that close. You know what I mean? So he didn't. So we kind of just like, we always give her money, but so we eventually just had to step in. And a lot of people have controversy over it because the reason like why we got here is like sometimes controversial, but it's like we would have never moved into this house in any other instances. So that's why it had to be this really weird series of events that happened for us to get here. And we kept leaving even because we really, as much as we wanted to help, it was also like, this is not fully like our thing to like, as much as it's like, it's your feeling, but you're like at times I was like, why am I the one I have to clean up all this crap? I didn't make this mess kind of thing, you know what I mean? Like you start to be like, but then I'm like, I have to be, why am I burning this? Why do I have to pay all the bills? But then it's like, well, because I am the one that can, and what else am I doing? And who else is gonna do it? And it's your family. So it's just like, so the longer we've been doing it, now we're like, we feel bad for ever kind of even bitching because it's kind of like,
we grew up.
That's what I'm saying. But like at first we were mad because it was like, you know, we were doing our own thing, and not that we didn't care about them, but it was like, well, what? I mean, we didn't expect this level of ridiculousness, you know, for that you had like happened here, and now we have to like save this in like just the level of debt and stuff. But it was our fault for expecting that Gloria could handle it all those years. But we really thought that she could. We didn't know that she couldn't. We didn't know that till living here, and then we're like, oh, we should have not expected that from her. But Richard didn't. He never was that close with his mom and sister, so he didn't fully like know like.
Well, I think my dad was trying.
He's really close with his dad.
Yeah, no, not even, but even then. But I think my dad now that here's the thing, like the story's changed because you get perspective as you grow up. You look back and go, oh, that's what was happening, you know. So when I was younger, it looked like this. But now,
so this was not a short thing at all about.
Yeah, like 23 years.
No, but so, I'm saying I was supposed to do the short thing what the channel's about. That got lost here.
Which a high level thing. But no, that's a good point though, because I was just thinking that, because like.
But it is.
Because I think my dad was kind of like, I think he was like, okay, because he lost a son, and he knew I was some. I think he was like, just go out and be successful and just like, and then I'll deal with it. Like.
Yeah, his dad was just basically handling everything, and his dad was burdened with everything, and Richard basically got to do what he wanted, and kind of with me too. I mean, I didn't really have the resources, but in a sense, when I kind of stopped caring, you kind of get to do whatever you want. So both me and Rich kind of were just like, we get to do whatever we want, but then, you know, we were giving Gloria money, but we didn't think that. I don't think we thought that like we needed to be the one stepping in to do anything else.
He said, don't abandon Gloria. I thought he meant make sure she has money.
Yeah, he said don't abandon Gloria. So we thought that means make sure she, has what she needs and stuff. But we honestly never thought that meant like move in with Gloria
or have her move in with
us. Or have him move in with us, or take over her finances in any way, because we didn't want to do that. But we should have, in the sense of like things would have gone a lot smoother for her. She went through a lot of chaos that she didn't know, like just like way in over her head, yeah.
It'd be over my head.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there was so many things that like the dad was holding, and then like basically he was juggling all this stuff, and then when he died, it just all fell on Gloria, and she had no idea what was going on. Like she doesn't even.
Yo, bro.
English isn't even her first language, and even though she's been in America forever, she still prefers Spanish. So it's like everything is confusing to her in English too.
My dad was a traditionalist, so he just made sure she had fun, and
she never handled any sort of finances.
Didn't have to deal with shit.
So we ended up moving in, to take over. But I'm going to New York. People are controversial about my job, which I don't get into the full details, but you can read between the lines or something. I'll tell you. But I go back and forth to New York because we're still getting caught up because of kind of the mountainous.
We're doing pretty good now. That's why we're able to get a few.
But even when we're caught up, these bills are higher than we've ever paid.
Yeah, we're caught up in the sense where the finance is taken care of.
Yeah, but it's like our bills, we've never had bills this high.
We're caught up with the actual creditors. But
so when you guys say like, why do I have to keep going to New York? Well, if I wasn't living with Gloria, I wouldn't have to go to New York. Like if we were just living by the Strip, like Vegas can support me and Richard. It just can't support me, Richard, Gloria, and Annette. So that's why, and also living away from the Strip cuts out like a big portion of my business too, because I'm too far away. I'm out here in suburbia, and it takes, on a good day 20 minutes, but on a bad day 30 to 45 minutes, to get to the Strip from where we're at. So you can't be that quick. The quickest you can be is like 30. And that's not quick enough for some people, and I still have to get ready before I leave unless I'm literally dressed, but that's not the case, So it takes a little bit, and I need to jump in the shower, so there's a little bit of time there too, so, but it takes on the time. So that has really, and also we sleep a lot more here, so we miss business all the time because we're just asleep, whereas when we lived close to the Strip, we just stayed up. There's just an energy more down there. Not as much now, there used to be a lot more of an energy like New York. But so I go to New York to make sure we all can survive, but it also, at first I was really mad about it because I felt like Gloria had dropped the ball and like her burdens had become mine, and it wasn't, it shouldn't have to be that way. At first I was kind of like resenting her. But then I realized like without this, like me and Richard would just be doing the same thing we always do in Vegas in the sense of like, really nothing. Like we didn't have much of a purpose. We just kind of like did our thing, I survived and worked, but like, but when we went to New York, like it was too much, for me to live there. But like I loved, like being in New York, and I loved actually working in New York. I liked it better there. It's more intense at times, but it's different, So when we got back, I was really upset about like working in Vegas, and that's why I was extra mad too when you guys kind of like first kind of came into knowing us. The ones that have been here a while, I was more angry about like being stuck here and having to see some of the people that I had to see here, because in New York, actually, when I go, most of the people I see, like I see a lot of the same people. Some are annoying in certain ways, but they all have a little fondness in my heart for all because I've known them for years, and to have the little quirky things. But here, some people are just rude. There, no one is ever rude to me, not like that. So, it can be annoying, but not rude. Here, people are just rude. So, I get tired of that, and I usually won't see people that are rude, but if there's like everyone's being rude, it really sucks. Like, oh jeez. And sometimes it happens where it's just like, a rude convention come to town. This is ridiculous. And like everyone in the section is super rude. But anyways, so I think like this all happened because I think I needed to go to New York. Like I feel that it's very important that I've been going to New York because that's where my mom is from, and I heard about New York my entire life, and then she died when I was 20, and I had never been. I still had never been to New York before she died, and she had never gone back either since she was 18 or 19, I think. And so I didn't ever think I was going to go because it was kind of like, well, I'm not just going to go visit New York. And I don't, my mom has relatives there, but I don't have their numbers, And I don't really talk with my mom's siblings. My sisters are weird about that. But, and I don't feel like talking to them. So I could say, oh, where does so-and-so live? And go meet someone I've never known, like some second cousin or something, but not necessary for me. So I just didn't think I was ever going to go. And so when me and Richard decided to go, like, it just kind of like, I don't know, like going to New York is kind of like brought like a little bit of like a home to me, like in the sense of like, but Vegas is home too because I don't want to live, like, but like with my mom's whole family all passed, like New York is like my family still, you know what I mean? Like in the sense like when I go there, like, oh, because like people sound like them, people act like them, everything there is what they talked about my entire life, So it is really like a little bit like of a home to me, but ultimately I don't want to go to New York forever because it's an exhausting thing. So it's one of those things like, okay, I've been there enough, and that will come like I say in a year or two or whatever, or end of the year, whatever. But I definitely think I don't want to keep drinking if I keep going to New York, for another year or so, I don't want to be drinking that entire time. So I definitely want to end this little journey I've been on at the end of this year. So, and I do feel it will be over. I'm really feeling like, every day, like just this newfound maturity. And it's kind of shocking to me because I often doubted myself that like, I kind of never trusted myself sometimes, where you go like, oh, I'm just going to make a mistake every time.
Just real quick. Emily was saying, doesn't think that like, taking care of a person who has mental disabilities and an elderly woman, cooking all their meals, driving around. Emily, come on.
No, we don't.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, no, don't worry. Don't even. Everything we do is more than most people would ever even consider to do for a loved one.
Oh, hey, Robin.
So you don't really have to argue that. It kind of like, the more we argue, the more we just look silly because most people can see like clearly we've like sacrificed our lives.
Exactly.
And anyone who thinks like this is like a benefit for us, not really. No, we could actually both live in Manhattan, you know what I mean? And that's where Rich wants to be so bad. And so like, but we also like appreciate that we all came together and we're not resenting anymore. First, I think we were a little bit resenting it, but now we're like, this is actually better where we need to be because we need to be together.
Annette is so happy.
And seeing Annette happy is better than any high rise in Manhattan. So I really do miss this home when I'm in New York because there's something going on here that's like, I know some people want to hate on it, but it's like when you're here, it is home, and that's what I'm saying. So like, this is home, and New York is home to me at times, but New York is less of a home than Vegas has been home for me since we got here. And I felt more at home in Vegas than California. And I'm from California. Yeah, I know. Like, remember when we first got here, we were like, we're never going to leave Vegas. We never planned on ever leaving Vegas.
Do we still have those pictures of Placerville somewhere?
We do somewhere, I know. Richard, it was so sweet. So when we first got together, we had been together probably for a couple months because we had already decided we were going to Panama, so maybe it was like around 4 months or whatever. Gloria totaled her car. She had like a Toyota Solara or Solana or whatever the ones that are the two-door, I forget what those are called. Two-door Toyotas. I don't even think they make them anymore, but she had one and she totaled it. And so we were driving Richard's car at the time, which was that Mercedes, not the one out there. It was the 2002 Mercedes E320. That was the one that Gloria still had when we first arrived here. But that thing was seen better days. But we drove it here for her because we were going to go to Panama. And so Richard's like, well, let's just give her, because she had a rental car and she was trying to decide what she was going to do. And he said, I'll just give you my car since we're moving to Panama. So we drove her, and I still had a car because I had a car, and I had this little 1995 Lexus ES 300 or 300 ES or whatever they call those ones, anyways. And mine was just this little crappy little thing. But guys from point A to B. But we still had that in Portland, so we drove the Mercedes here, but it was like an 18-hour drive. We drove from Portland, and Richard wanted to drive through my hometown. And I was like, oh, it's just going to take so much longer doing that. And he's like, I just really think we should, I don't know if you'll ever be here again. And I, at the time, thought for sure I would be going back to Pottsville at some point, And, because this was in like 2012. And we ended up driving through it, and we drove by my high school, and we drove by my house, and we have some photos somewhere. And that's when we had the dog, Koki, and he would sit with his head between my headrest. I was driving, and he would like sit with his, and he would just sit like that. It was so cute, like from the back seat. It was like falling across. He loved me. He was my little buddy. So we also gave Gloria. It was Gloria's dog, so we gave her back the dog. She had left the dog in Portland, and I was like, oh, I love it, it's so sweet. And then we're like, well, we're going to Panama, we have to have your dog back. And then I was bummed we left him though, because he ended up dying. Like I guess like 6 months later. Hit by a car or something, and I'm like, oh, shouldn't have left him. He was so sweet. But it was actually Richard's father's dog. But anyways, we drove the car down here, and what was the point of this? There was a point here. But we drove the car down here, and then it was I was saying like home, I don't know, I was saying something about home, but Oh yeah, we went to my hometown, and I was so happy because Richard got to see my hometown, and we probably won't ever go back again, because now I'm like, I have like no desire to go back to California. Like I'm really happy he had us do this one route through, it was a super long route, to drive the car from Portland to Vegas and go through my hometown was longer. It was kind of on the way, but not really. So I'm glad we did, because I really don't want to go back to California. Like I when I think about it, I mean, I love California too. Like I really do love California, but the taxes have gotten so high, and I just hear everyone's complaining about everything there, and everyone I know is moving away from California. Like I'm trying to think of I have a couple family members still in California, but not many. I mean, my sister just moved out of there. My dad's been in Washington for a while, and most of his family. My mom still has family in Sacramento and like Turlock and like Modesto and Bakersfield and a handful of other places. But yeah, most of the people have like migrated somewhere. My sister went to Idaho, and when we first got to Vegas in November 2013, I felt so like at home here. Like I really did, which is weird. But I've heard that with Vegas, it makes people feel very like welcome, because we kind of like they kind of accept everybody. It's not like there isn't so much of like a status thing of like, oh, you can't be in this community. I mean, it's starting to get there but when we first got here, I mean, it's still, they didn't even have where you had to do the 3 extra digits for the area code when you dialed a number in Vegas when we first got here. So it was just 702, but you didn't have to dial 702. Now they've added like 725, and I think they maybe even have a third one. I don't know. I don't follow these things that much. I don't make phone calls. I text. I don't talk on the phone unless I'm drunk. And then I want to call everybody I know. It's ridiculous. It's I won't ever talk on the phone when I'm sober. But I'm drunk. Oh, what can I call today? I've made like the dumbest phone calls too, like where I'm just like, why did I call that person? Like why? But yeah, I don't like talking on the phone normally. I don't like my voice that much. I say you're on live all day. I really didn't like my voice because I had pretty much lost it. So my voice is not great, but this is like a gazillion times better than what it was. In like 2015, you couldn't hear me. Like if everything I would say, my voice would like crack where it like, where it like goes out. When you're talking and then all of a sudden it like goes nothing, and then you try to talk, So it was just weird, and everything I said, and it was very difficult, and people could never hear me, and then they would be like, "Are you sick? What's wrong with you?" And I was always embarrassed. So especially on the phone, I got even extra embarrassed because people were like, "Are you sick?" And I worked in offices that I had to answer the phone, and it wasn't as bad as it got, like in 2015 was the worst, but it first started before I even met Richard. I one night, was like up all night and drinking, and it was doing my eating disorder, and I was supposed to go to work the next day, and I woke up and I had no voice, like not a voice at all. Like, that scared me. I was like, oh, like, I hope it comes back. And then it didn't really come back. Like, it just barely came back. And that's when my family got really mad at me. Because they're like, what, your addiction is, like, now, like, destroying your voice. Like, they knew what it was from, and kind of everyone did, but I didn't want to admit it. But I was just like, no, it's fine. But yeah, no, it never really came back. I mean, it wasn't, like, completely mute, but it was bad. And then, so when I quit, why I started singing these ridiculous songs was to improve my voice. Like, not like my singing voice. We didn't even think it's going to be an option. Just improve my talking voice by singing. Because singing actually strengthens your vocal cords. People think that singing is what damages singers' vocal cords. No. I mean, don't listen to everything I'm saying. These are just my opinions. But no, what actually damages the vocal cords mostly is things like eating disorders, and unhealthy eating or smoking habits, but not singing. Singing, you might lose your voice after a concert because you sang for hours, but it'll come back. But to lose your voice permanently, that's damage to your vocal cords. That's not like I was yelling at the concert. Remember, like, when I was in New York and I was yelling on that one live, I think the one that I got so in trouble yelling at everybody, the next day I didn't have, like, a voice. And see, I was being unhealthy then too. Like, I was, drinking alcohol and stuff, and I wasn't even doing it, it's just the alcohol. And I think, like, the combo of, like, not good healthy habits and then straining your voice, it's gonna, so, like, maybe if I was healthier, I wouldn't have lost it for so many days. Does that make sense? So, like, yeah, you can lose your voice on some level, but you'll definitely get it back quicker when you're healthy. So when these people, like, lose their voice permanently, it's like, well, then you're not being healthy. Something's wrong, I mean, it's not just the singing. Because these singers will be like, oh, singing destroyed my voice. It's not true. No, it's usually the other things you're doing that destroys your voice. And a hoarse voice is damage to your vocal cords. So this thing of, like, oh, that's just my voice. I just sound like so hoarse, like Deborah Winger, if it's too much for you guys. Miley Cyrus. No, that's actually someone that damaged their vocal cords. And it's not just from singing. So you got to say, like, well, what caused them to damage their vocal cords? But no one wants to talk about those things, so I try to not get too deep in that. But you guys know me, oh my gosh, if I could just talk about anything, I would probably talk so much about the eating disorders. People would get tired of it, so it's probably good. Because I'm kind of obsessed with, like, the kind of, like, the fascination of that, like, it's so prevalent, but, like, we don't want anyone to know about it. Like, but then everyone knows about it. But then no one knows about it. But then everyone, these weird things. So, like, certain people know, like, certain groups know about the things more. Like, so here's the thing I've been on today, is I'm so irritated with everybody, like, acting like out of the blue, they now just decided to just do light exercise and just eat, like, not a specific meal, but just less and stuff. These people that were, like, very large and they're getting, like, super thin, and I'm like, or you're on Ozempic or something, because it's like, okay, people try to say I'm on Ozempic. I mean, you guys see what I do. Like, I get out there and we're doing this weird diet and stuff. Like, that's a very different thing. If I was on Ozempic, I would just be like them, or like, who cares? I'm just doing whatever, and then, But if you see a clear difference, like when I'm in New York, I'm clearly much more unhealthy, and you can see, like, when I'm drinking, and then you can see, like, the clear difference of just not necessarily how I look, but, like, just, how I'm behaving, the things, the choices I'm making, like doing things like push-ups and nunchucks. I don't even do that in New York, So it's kind of like, if I would believe it more if I saw this person who had always struggled with their weight, then start saying, oh, look, I'm doing this new fitness thing, not just like a photo shoot. I just was, oh, here's me one time in the gym. But like, really, like, no, this is them then talking about their thing that really helped them. But when I hear, oh, I just had kids and I decided after having kids I was going to lose a bunch of weight, that's not really what usually happens. I'm like, this is what I'm here for, somebody's doing like, so you had a baby, and then after your baby is when you're just like, I just can't take it anymore. I mean, that can happen, but that's like the much harder time if you were like your entire life struggling with your weight. So I'm like, or so we were watching the South Park with Cartman when he takes the, I think it's called obesity something, but he gets so mad because he finds out that there's, you know, this shot or whatever that can make him thin. And then he goes in his mind of like what he's going to be like, and he's just like just terrible to everybody. Just awful. Just like worse than he normally is, but like better looking. And it's like, and then the doctor, it says, you know, the insurance doesn't cover it, and so it was going to be like $1,200 a month. And mom's like, no way. And he's just like, no way, how are you going to do it like that? But it's like, it's just funny that that show is just really always, it gets on so many different topics that really, like, they kind of always kind of nail things a lot of times. I mean, they go off the races too, but like certain things where it is interesting because I hadn't thought of it from that perspective is, you know, the way they showed it. If, you know, your doctor had said, oh, I have this great thing, it's going to help you. And then, oh, sorry, it's way too expensive. So that can't be, but I am very leery about this thing. I feel like I'm not feeling like people are looking that healthy when I find out that they are doing the Ozempic or whatever. I don't even, what is the GLP thing? What is the thing? I hear it over and over, but I literally try to tune it out because I'm just like, not another one of those ads. But I don't know I haven't researched much about it. Like, I don't really care to know much about it because I'm not a fan of this idea of just taking injection and getting thin. Really, I don't know. I just feel like there's going to be a lot of downfall, and I am seeing like people are aging a lot. That's the problem. If you lose weight too fast and if you don't do it in healthy ways, you will look very old. And I have to be careful with that when I get too thin. Like my face can look very, very old lady. And when I drink, I get a little more puffy face, which can be actually good sometimes. But we have a tendency to think when we're losing weight and if we're being active and if we're feeling good, that always means healthy. So I think sometimes these people are getting a little bit nutty with the amount of weight they're losing. Some of the people are getting way too thin on these injection things. And I don't think they're seeing it. And I clearly see that their behavior is different because they're injecting themselves with something. You know, it's something that's affecting them in some way. When most of the people are so just like, whoa, like they seem like they're on like a very strong, like upper kind of drug. I don't know what that particularly makes people feel, but I feel like there's going to be some real downfalls of this, and I'm nervous to see because everyone seems to want it. Well, I'm saying I think it hasn't been out that long, so I'm nervous that there's going to be things that people end up, you know, having health issues, from this.
For weight loss?
Right, for the weight loss thing. Yeah, it's one thing to do it for the diabetes, but for the weight loss, it just feels like people are losing a little too much weight and stuff.
Are your shorts leopard printed as well?
These are actually more like polka dots, but they're kind of like, I don't really know what they are. I got them at Target or Walmart. I believe these ones were Target. About 2023, same with the shirt. I have not gone shopping except for in New York City and Amazon. But in New York City is like the souvenir shop. I'm so funny like that. But I thought they were kind of leopard. So I you know how I love leopard. But when I look at them, they almost look like cow print, but very small cow print. I don't really know what they are. Yeah. Anywho. But I don't like shopping. I really don't. And I realize I don't like grocery shopping. So this whole thing of Richard and Annette going to the store has just been like, why was I not wanting them to go? Like, why did I think I wanted to go? I think I wanted to have like this purpose, even though like I do tons of stuff, but like, you know, you're just sitting around and you're like, everyone's sleeping.
Okay.
Let me go
I think
run the errands because everyone's asleep instead of
think this is what
making
everybody's-
noise in the house.
Joy, I think this is great. This is a breakthrough. This is what everybody's been trying to talk to you about. I think this is a deep-seated thing that comes back to your obviously childhood fears because you want to take care of everything because your mom is gone, your dad's gone, your sister's gone.
Well, and before
So
things
you
weren't
can't
always
rely
taken
upon
care.
it.
Well, and when we first got here, clearly, like, I couldn't rely on Gloria, but now I can more. You know what I'm saying? So I'm building my trust of, like, oh, she will make sure certain things are done now. But at first, like, I couldn't. So so I was controlling everything, and now I'm like, I don't feel like it. Like, I'm like, please go shopping, thank you. For one thing, I don't like interacting with people that much in public because I always somehow stand out. I don't even try to, but I'm like in my pajamas or something. They're like, oh, wonderful pajamas. I'm like, compliments. I mean, I go in the frumpiest things and get compliments. I mean, when I'm dressed up, it's like, get out of here. I don't like to go in the stores when I really dress up. So I'm like in the frumpiest clothes. I'm trying to like dress down. People are like, oh, I just love your shoes. My combat boots? My combat boots that I got from Target? I mean, I get so many compliments on those. My sandals, those just never end with compliments. Those rainbow sandals. Every time. From all different. Oh, this one older lady about fell over her shorts with. I had on I had on my red flannel pajamas and my blue pullover. You know, the one that has like Looney Tunes on the back. I mean, it's just the loudest thing. I got it from Target in 2023. But I didn't even see the back when I bought it. I was like, oh, there's a nice color. I like the front. And then I got home, oh my God! It was like, it's like this huge Looney Tunes thing on the back, but I don't see the back, so I forget. But so, and then I had on, I think, my rainbow shoes. The rainbow. This old lady said, oh my, I just love your outfit. This one?
What?
That is just a fantastic outfit. I guess when you live in the retirement community, you can get away wearing your flannel pajamas and get complimented. This is fabulous. I'm like, this is wonderful. I said, these are pajamas. Said, really? It's wonderful. And then the combat boots were such a hit. They were like $10 or $15 from Target. They're not like real combat boots. They're not like a real one. It just tickles me pink when I get combat boots. I pay like $5 for them. Thank you. And it usually is that way. And rarely the things that I paid a lot for. I'll put on something nice, no compliment on that. You know, it's nice shoes sometimes. But then you put on something that's like ridiculous. Oh my goodness! Now where did you get?
I would like to know what happened to your Willy Wonka jacket.
Oh, it still exists, but I feel like I've grown out of it. I know it's oh gosh, I see it in photos and I'm like, oh, my jacket. But then I go, I feel like I would just look ridiculous if I wore this point because I've kind of transferred into my new leopard Kate Spade jacket. I do that. I transfer out of things and it just happens, usually by Richard, and I won't even watch him. I don't want to get rid of Willy Wonka. And he's like, no, this will be better. I'm like, oh, okay. And even with my suitcase, you know. So those things,
I think a lot of people are afraid.
I don't like getting into things, but he has to once in a while.
Want you to get hurt.
I can't get hurt. The thing is, I can't really get hurt because I'm not saying no one can get hurt, but I'm saying I'm really smart about even with the drinking.
When you're not of all wits, like, you know.
No, but I never I was realizing that because I always think well, I control myself always if I'm drinking with a client. So why do I let myself get out of control with myself? Like I don't have to let myself get out of control because I can control myself. Like I do know how to do that because like when I go with clients, I never get out. Oh my gosh, I've never gotten like drunk. I know it's in the garage. I'm holding on to it because I might give it to Gloria, but I don't feel like she'd want that one. Maybe when it gets a little colder, but I don't know if she. When it gets older, I'll see if she wants to wear it going dancing. But it might make a resurgence sometime. But I'm not taking it to New York. It's too big. It's too bulky. That's the other thing with, I feel like I must be taking more things because I used to take more like jackets. Now I must be taking more other clothes or, I don't know, toiletries or something. I think I am taking more toiletries than I have in the past because I just like to have everything ready when I get there and not have to go immediately to the store and immediately have to put out money. I already have the things that I had from the trip before. I have a lot of travel size stuff already, So, it's kind of minimized the amount of like extra like jackets and things I can take. So I really just take, like this trip I'm probably just taking my leopard jacket and then like that really thin jacket and then probably like a zip up hoodie and that's probably it really for jackets. That like anything like that. And then what I'll do in New York is what I do always is I usually buy like a sweatshirt or two when I'm there because they maybe like the 2 for $20 and I'll get them and then sometimes I'll wear them and I'll usually like give them to Gwen and Annette when I get home or give them for myself for usually give them to them because I don't need that many New York sweatshirts like I gave them the ones from last time but then I don't have to bring as much like I said because on the way home I can have more stuff. But I always buy those like little souvenir things, and I'll just wear those around New York. You guys saw last time I got all those ones. It's in New York. Those ones were a deal because I got like 3 of them. It was like 3 for something, I forget. It's been like 3 for $30 or something, or $10 each or something. But anywho, that kind of works. Oh, you want to talk for a minute? Oh, there is actually a game coming on pretty soon. Yeah, like what time's the game? 4:15.
Yeah, come up 4:15.
We have not bet today. It's a Mets game. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, a Mets game, and they slaughtered the Braves yesterday. But our new guy, Nolan McLean, is our new pitcher.
Nolan's our best friend.
He's good. Yeah, he's our new best friend. Yeah, he's a good pitcher. And this is only that was his second game ever in MLB. And his first game we watched, and his parents were there, and we're just like, his girlfriend's a little bit old. And he's like, saying all this stuff, it's a little weird. And I'm like, Richard, that's his parents. It's his first game. Because he's not like this little lady was. Because like, he was showing the people, and he thought that they were showing like his wife or girlfriend. And we realized it was his parents. And then we're like, oh, it's his first game. Oh, okay. Yeah. It was pretty funny. But yeah, his parents were there. It was pretty cool. And he both games he played, they won. Nice. Finally getting some good pitching. But,
Finally.
yeah, that was, you start to almost feel bad for the other team at some point, though. We stopped watching the game because we just go like, oof. You don't really want to watch your team just destroy another team. I think it was like, we stopped at like 12.
Is coming to see the Bears play the Raiders.
Oh, that would be fun. I haven't been to the Raiders Stadium since it's been open. We actually were one of the first people to ever get a tour of the Raiders Stadium before it was built, when they were starting to build it.
Amazing.
We got they brought us on there. Joe Brown, we have all these photos. But we have not been there since it's been fully built. We used to walk around it almost at least once a week for years while it was being built and film it.
We were on the field.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were down there. We were the first non-construction people. Yeah, we were down there. It was just dirt. Just dirt and just like the kind of the structure of like the outside of it a little bit. Yeah, we documented like the whole building the stadium, and then that's why I did the Raider Nation song, because we were already like following the whole thing. And I was a huge football fan as a child, but I was a 49er fan, which the Raiders is like, the enemy, right? Across the bridge. But when they came to Vegas, and then when I knew they were coming, I thought, well, it's still a California team, and I wouldn't think that the Niners would be a good fit for Vegas. I thought, the Raiders would be actually a good fit. So I kind of was like, well, even though forever they were like the enemy, I kind of have to like embrace them now because they're coming to Vegas. But when we were doing this stuff, people went nuts. She's a Niner fan. Yeah, we had hate for that. I was like, but like I am both, but they're not going to be in the same state anymore.
Is that the one NFL player that you met was a Las Vegas Raider legend?
Right. And so I met at Cliff Branch.
So you had a photo that you
So hear this out. So living in California, I had tons of friends that are Raiders fans, and like my sister went to a bunch of Raiders games. She's more a Niner fan, but she'd been to like 3 or 4 Raiders games, and because she actually lived near Oakland for a while.
That's awesome.
But I had never been. I'd been to a Seattle Seahawks and the Cardinals game in Seattle was the only professional football game I'd been to. I'd been to the Giants and the Phillies as a child in San Francisco for baseball.
Before you go, Twisted, the one who asked what this channel's about, he said, "Hey, listen, I'm trying to find somebody who can help me out with this food thing." So.
Oh, okay.
Well, I don't have to talk too much about it now.
Yeah. Well, okay. Here's my biggest advice: is you have to up your protein. If you're eating, okay. So people kind of get this idea that sugar is like sugar. Yeah, this is my opinion, but I think most people, even doctors, will say protein is good. So, but yeah, my advice is my opinion and what worked for me. So don't take it, as you may. But what I find that worked for me is, okay, so people think that like when you say sugar that you're saying sugar. No, basically everything except for protein is sugar or fat. That's your really only options. So you have protein, which, whether you're vegan or not a vegan like me, carnivore, then that's protein, and then you either have sugar or fat. So people get this thing of like, I'm not eating sugar, because they're just not envisioning like pouring sugar or, whatever. But unless you're eating a lot of protein, you're eating a lot of sugar. And so what I would recommend if you were struggling with your weight is up your protein. I mean, protein is what makes you lose weight. It makes you build muscle. It makes it also, for some reason, gets your body it just gets your body wanting to be active, whereas sugar, it's the opposite. You're like very lethargic. So something about, even like before your ketosis, as soon as you start eating more protein, you might get a little sleepy because you hibernate a little bit, but you don't want to like sleep forever. Like you sleep and then you get up and you're like, oh, I feel good and I don't feel like eating, you know what I mean? Like I just feel like I need to go do something active. Whereas with sugar, you're like, give me something to eat or I'm not getting out of bed. And then if you do get out of bed, you're like kind of active, but then you're like, we're active till you can get your next sugar kind of thing. It's not really like, you want to go run a mile? Nah, not really, you know what I mean? So what I recommend for anybody on any diet is up your protein. Like, protein is the key for building muscle, for being healthy. So whatever diet you're doing, make sure you're doing enough protein. And even gaining weight, protein too. That's what I mean. It's a funny thing. You go, well, that doesn't make sense. Well, but the way you do that is you have to do a ridiculous amount of protein and very fatty protein usually. And then you will, like there's those guys bulk up, and they usually just do a lot of eggs too. They have to do like a lot of eggs and stuff. But and often they do like all kinds of stuff to bulk up. But yeah, but if you're truly trying to like bulk up with protein, you just do a lot of protein. I mean, you can gain weight with protein if you do, but you have to eat a lot. I mean, if you are not used to eating protein, you're not going to eat the amount of protein I'm talking about. Those are like those guys that like, eat like. There's a guy on Twitter. Well, no, it's X. They also
run as well as do the diet.
Okay, yeah, then if you run, oh yeah. Well, if you run, it's not going to be long that you're going to be needing to run, or you're going to have to up your calories or your carbs, because if you do just do a protein diet and you're very active like a runner, you probably will need more carbs, because it's just that you will start to lean down too much, you know what I mean, if you're very, very active, because your body's kind of just like, it's just burning fat, but there's people online that do like 36 eggs in a day. That's how you bulk up with protein, you know what I mean? But that's like ridiculous, you know what I mean? So those guys are those bodybuilders and stuff, But ridiculous. It was okay. But normally, if you do protein, you're going to get the body that you kind of always wanted. And they will sometimes usually find a good balance for you too, where you often won't get too skinny as long as you're not being too active. So like when you're active, then you're just shredding too much. But if you're like I'm being really like you're running every day. Like if you're an everyday runner and you try to do like the full like keto or carnivore diet, then you're probably eventually going to get too lean, because you're burning too many calories for the amount your body is just like burning.
Antonio Johnson says you look a lot like Gwyneth Paltrow.
Oh, thank you for saying that. I think Gwyneth Paltrow is very pretty, so I appreciate that compliment. Anybody that says that, I've heard that before, and I appreciate any time I've ever heard it, because every time I'll take it as a compliment. I've always thought she was just gorgeous. I remember back when she dated Brad Pitt. For all you youngins, you guys know that? Brad Pitt and Gwyneth Paltrow were engaged before he married Jennifer Aniston. But I thought she was so beautiful. They had like matching hair. Both had to cut their hair short. I thought that was weird. But all right, anyways. So the thing is, the best way to get the body you want is to eat more protein, because the other things will often give you the body you don't want. Like, you do have to, make sure you're having enough fat, like I said, because fat is important, but too much fat will eventually, add fat to you. But there is a level of fat. But anyways, so what I'm saying is, basically, like, there's so many different things, but the big bottom line is the protein.
Do you want to take a breather? Because we only have you only have less than an hour for the game.
Yeah, we're protein.
And then.
And drink a lot of water.
Water's great.
Yeah.
Water.
I mean, those are my best.
And water.
Protein and water. I mean, the more protein and water, and the less of sugary or other beverages, the better. I mean, and that's. No one ever wants to drink water when we have other options, Like, I drink water all day here. When I go to New York, I'm just as guilty. I'm like so bad about drinking water. I'm like, oh, I could have hard cider, I could have water, and I'll go for the hard cider, which actually dehydrates you. You should also have extra water when you have something like that. But we don't do that.
Vitamins in that hard cider that you're getting?
I don't know.
Because you said it's like an apple.
I don't know. I don't know what it is. And when I go there, I'm just like,
healthy, right?
Well, it doesn't.
They're saying you're eating an apple when you drink this.
Yeah, I know. What's happening is there's probably something I'm lacking. That the thing is, the food and even the alcohol in New York. That's why I don't really like to do those like Angry Orchard ones, because those, I don't know where they get those from. But like in New York, they have local stuff that I try to get. I don't know the names, but some of the places won't have anything. You have to get like the Angry Orchards. But they'll have like the local, and I always feel like, maybe there's some stuff in the local stuff that is actually, doing good things for my skin, or, when you're there for a minute, if you are eating, or even if you're eating the local pizza or whatever, what I mean. But like I said, long term, for me, I need to stay on a protein diet just because I'm better that way of like managing, just, I don't know, my life, I guess. I get a little bit out of control when I drink, I get a little out of control when I eat too much sugar.
Kyle B is all the way from Cave Days, I think.
Oh, hey, Kyle B. Yeah. Oh, hey. Are you back from Cave Days, or which generation of the Jedi Joy show are you from? We did a lot of different things. That's why when people are like, "Oh, you guys just did this thing, and use them to videos," it's like, no, we actually had several. We had several things that actually kind of hit too. We usually messed it up, except for the Raider thing. We did not. That was the pandemic. We actually got 1 million views, and then literally the pandemic happened. And then it was like, who cares about the Raider Nation song? But we were going viral on Twitter for a while. They wouldn't leave me alone for a while. I thought it would never end. And then all of a sudden, everyone's like, oh, there's this virus going around. And it was like, Jedi Joy who? And then no one ever talked about it again. But also when we were doing Periscope, we really started to get some traction. And guess what we did back then, you guys? Guess what we did? We had 10,000 subscribers. And we blocked like everybody.
Not everybody, just our top.
Just most of the people, just anybody that would actually come in our room. You can ask me now why, and we were sober. This is not like any sort of, this was not a drunken thing. This is like, for whatever reason, we felt, I think people started hating on us, and we felt we're not going to take this negativity, and we just went and blocked like every person. Way to kill your own channel, right? And then most people were still mad. We had people that were like, I just don't know why you blocked me back in the day.
Hey, Joe Rogers.
It was really weird. And then we did that. We would do that all the time on our Twitter accounts. And we started to realize that you don't make friends by blocking people. You really don't. So we have gotten much, I think we're improving in our social skills a little bit. Man, we were terrible.
I don't think that you really like it when people, like we were just starting the IRL streaming in 2016, into 2017, and it started gaining, and then people started knowing about our whole life and everything.
Yeah.
And we were doing it every single day because we were in the cave, and then you felt like you're, so you felt.
Oh, I felt like that they were invasive of my privacy. Yeah. Oh yeah. Some people were
so worried about you.
Some people were starting to like annoy me, getting a little bit. Yeah, but they were getting a little too obsessive at times, and so I felt like overwhelmed by all these people, and it was like all eyes on us because we were live streaming the cave every single day of our life. We did. We live streamed like, and on Periscope it was before. This is before YouTube even had a live stream, and this was in 20. Well, we started 2016, but we went to the cave 2017 to 2018. So in the cave was 2017.
All the way to Panama, because I have.
Yeah, we did Periscope. We did some Periscopes. The problem with Periscope is it deletes your old videos, so it really sucks because it only gives you like your last 100. And we made hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, and we were so bummed when we first found that out. We didn't know until we made the first 100, and then we're like, wait, where'd that video go? We're like, oh no, it's deleted. Like, oh, you only have 100. So we were really bummed when we realized that every time we made a new video, it was going to delete an old video. Because we kind of liked some of it. It was all of our cave footage. And then we realized we messed up by not filming, by just doing everything on the live stream. Because then it got deleted. And we were like, oh, that sucks. Because we had like, countless hours. I mean, we just live streamed all day. That's all we would do. We would go get our things we needed. And when I would go to work if necessary. Which is crazy. But on days that I wasn't working, we would just sit up in the cave and live stream like we do.
We first went out there not to work because we were like.
Yeah, I didn't want to work when I first got there, but
it wasn't that.
obviously.
It was that the alien.
Oh yeah, well we'd film the UFOs, which people say that's crazy. UFO just means unidentified flying object.
We call them UAPs
in the military.
now.
So okay, whatever. We've changed it. But what I'm saying is, we're not saying there was like green Martians on it. We're saying we didn't know what they were, and anyone we've asked doesn't know what they were. But we filmed, and it was on my mom's anniversary. It was November 18, 2017. And the Mandalay Bay thing, it just happened October 1st, 2017. So this is like about a month and a half after. And we were pretty upset by that Mandalay Bay thing. Like we didn't like how Vegas handled everything, and it was, it was just horror in the town, really awful thing that had happened. And so I would have been pretty depressed, and I'd been sleeping a lot, and Richard had been filming every day just outside, because he would always film like the moon and the stars, and he'd film the Mandalay Bay, and he'd film the Luxor and stuff, before it had been, and then even after.
Hey, Salty!
And he one day just saw these lights, and they just were going on forever, and he was trying to get me out of bed, and I was like, we have a grump. And he finally got me out of bed, thank goodness, because if I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I would be like, whatever,
I had to ask you.
But, because I've been in the military, and that's what I did, was identified planes and things in the sky. And I was like, I don't know what that is. And we lived near the airport, but not right there. And we lived near where the helicopters go, but not right there. And we saw those things every day. So this was not helicopters, and this was not the airport. Richard, has the video, but it just looks like these lights that just go forever. And it was right in between, basically like Tropicana and Mandalay Bay, that's like right there. And it was just weird, the whole thing. So we just kind of like, each day, things just felt weirder. Because once you think, you film something like that, you're like, oh my gosh, what is out there? What can be out there? What is this? And it just kind of opened our minds. But then you kind of start to maybe kind of lose your mind a little bit in this sense, because everything starts to look like you start, that's those UFO chasers. So kind of like when we went to cave, we were a little bit and we were sober, but we were just a little bit off our rockers in the sense of we thought everything was a UFO, oh my god, and
I wish I still had those live stream scooters.
And it was pretty funny because now we realize some of the things we're like, oh, it's embarrassing that we thought that at the time. But and now we see these people that do these videos, and if you do witness that once, your brain can start to get a little away with you with it, because then everything starts to kind of look like that. But you have to be careful, because just because you witnessed it once probably doesn't mean you're going to witness it again. People think oh, it's just for me. We thought they're coming back for us, if there was, something from some other planet. We don't even know what we believe of all that, but you're just who knows what it is. And, but we thought it was so focused towards us, and I think that's what everyone thinks when they witness something like that, but it's not necessarily, But I felt too, because it was on the anniversary of my mom's death, so it was just oh my gosh, it's a sign. But maybe it was a sign, and we needed to go do those things ultimately to end up here. And it's a weird thing, because we were living in Vegas. We would come here. We wouldn't usually come inside after a certain year, because Gloria didn't want us to. But we we're right around the street, basically, down the corner, basically. I mean, down by the strip, but still. And all this stuff was occurring and we didn't know, you know what I mean? And we weren't ever probably really going to act upon it until, like, everything had to go just this crazy way of first going to the cave. And then, you know, we went,
Lucas Riley.
and then we, you know, got also back in Vegas, and then the pandemic happens, and then we go to Panama, and then we come back to Vegas, and then we go to New York, and then we come back to Vegas, and then now I've been going back and forth to New York, you know.
Oh no, listen, Scooter's, couple things. First, Lucas Riley says, "Hi Joy, I like the way you've been dancing on YouTube recently, by the way."
Oh, you mean just the
Probably they saw some
nunchucks?
of your old videos. They don't know the time, but they just
Oh,
probably
okay.
saw some of your old videos.
Oh, okay.
dancing.
Okay. I actually do love to dance, but I can't dance. But that's what I love about it. Like, I like dancing ridiculous. And people don't think that I know that I look ridiculous. Oh,
Do you want
I
to
know
karaoke
that.
today?
I'm too tired for
Maybe
karaoke
tomorrow.
today. Let's just not do drunk karaoke, that's for sure. That was so bad, the Complicated song by Avril.
Oh, they're singing like the ninja one.
The ninja
The
one.
ninja song.
Oh, that's the
You
nunchucks.
rapped it, yeah.
Oh, the ninjas.
There's a couple videos of you doing that.
I don't remember. Okay, whatever. Yeah.
This
Yeah,
is 2018, 2019.
Yeah. There's so many videos of me doing things. But anyways, I don't want to do drunk karaoke. I really embarrassed myself. I really did. I have so much fun doing it though. Like, I think, oh, it's so fun. Because you think you sound good when you're drunk.
You do.
You don't.
You might sound a little better maybe.
That Complicated song was bad.
It was our first date, that's what you took.
Oh yeah, I did drunk karaoke with Rich on our first date. Def Leppard,
I-
Pour Some Sugar on Me. Oh
I
yeah.
didn't even know they did karaoke there. I was going.
I don't think that they did. I think I was the only one. I feel
No,
like.
they did. No, it was.
Was it me and one other person?
That was the thing. No, it was a lot of people. It was the thing.
Was it me and 5 other
No,
people?
it was a thing. It was something they did. I realized it after you did that.
I saw the karaoke book and I was like, ooh. Richard was like, oh dear. That was in Portland. I don't know the name of the bar. I don't remember. It was pretty funny though. But we used to bar hop a lot. Oh gosh, I used to love that. I don't like that
Well, 'cause
anymore.
we
Like,
lived
even if, like, when I drink now, I have no desire to be going to bars. I did go to a restaurant that was a pub the last time I was in New York, and that I enjoyed. I ate a nice burger. I actually really enjoyed that because I enjoyed my burger, but not like the scene. Like, me and Rich used to like bounce around, and bar hop all night. I'm way too old for that. That would never be something I'm interested in. Mm-mm. So I think I've definitely become more sophisticated if I do drink. I'm not like I don't want to be like, oh, let me get wasted and let me go, bounce around town and let me, drunk karaoke. Now I'm like, if I'm gonna drink, I'm gonna just like chill, if I drink at all. And then know that it's gonna make me sick and that I, better not drink too much because the more I drink, the worse I'm gonna feel when I stop drinking when I get home. So there's all these things. So a lot more factors to play in my mind now. I think why we're very careless when we're young is because we are naive, so we don't know consequences. You know what I mean? So it's not that, they call it, some people would say you're stupid when you're young, but it's more just like, the more you experience the consequences, the less you want to keep doing it. Like, you just are like, I've seen that enough. Like, you're like, as much as I enjoy that, I know what it feels like, for the next days after. And so that's where I'm really getting with the alcohol, where I'm just kind of like, do I want to keep doing this to myself? And I definitely don't want to after the end of the year. Like, I've told Rich that. And it's like,
It's not about the money.
no. I'm not saying going to New York.
Oh.
No.
What are we talking about?
The drinking in New York. Drinking in New York. No, I'll probably go to New York in January.
I think Amanda is a good singer, is what she is.
Amanda?
I think Amanda can sing.
Amanda Panna?
They said
Probably.
Amanda Panda. Oh, I'm sorry. Someone said Amanda Panda looks like she'd probably be a good dancer. You guys could do some dancing together. And I said, no, she's a good singer, I think she'd be a good singer.
Amanda probably would be a good singer. She looks like she would just be good at that. Some people just seem like they would be good at singing, where other people, like me, no one ever said I'd be a good singer. I think it was like very much like, oh, you're a bad singer. I remember my dad saying, you're a loud singer. When I was a kid. And Did I sing good? You sang loud.
You sing loud. You're good.
I could hear you above everyone else. But is that good or bad? Well, we could hear you. Because we would sing in Christmas. Like, I went to a private school, but it's a dinky private school. I mean, it was like at the church private school, you know, like whole school was like 150 kids, like kindergarten, 8th grade. And so, but they had all these things like you had to attend. It wasn't really like a question. It was like everybody went to the Christmas thing, you know, where so everybody had to sing. But the good people got actually picked for like parts. I never did. No. I always wondered.
Who's better, Katy Perry or Taylor Swift?
Well, Katy Perry did have a stronger voice than Taylor Swift. But I do believe Katy Perry struggles with the eating disorder that I talk about that destroys your vocals. I'm not sure Taylor does. So I see as they get older, Taylor's voice is much stronger and it's getting stronger than Katy's. So Katy's is going away. But when they were young, Katy had like a phenomenally strong voice when she first came out. Katy Perry. Katy Perry's like aunt or something lives in Vegas. We saw like her documentary back in the day. Grandma or someone now. She spent a lot of time in Vegas. It's funny. But yeah, I really like Vegas. And you know, they say, is it Nevada means home? Is that what they say? Is that what it is? Nevada means home?
Nevada means snowy mountains, but yeah, the phrase is Nevada means home.
Nevada means home is the phrase they write on the license plates, which I was always like, this is very home to us. But like I said, going to New York does have a level of hominess to me, but it's going to be one of those things like, okay, no, I don't want to stop going to New York at the end of the year. I wouldn't mind going to New York a couple more times next year, but I want to stop drinking at the end of the year for like when I go to New York. So like my January trip, if I go in January, I don't want to drink at all. So I figure this trip and then maybe not even November, but I feel like this trip I'm probably going to drink, even though I don't want to. Like I just, in reality of it. So I'm thinking this trip in November, and she's a little bit worked up when she's had her coffee. But it's good because it keeps her more active.
Well, she also went for a walk.
And she went for a walk. But sometimes you can start to see her tension level grow. And that's why we don't let her, not that we don't let her, she can if she wants to, but she doesn't even tend to want to have coffee every day. She used to, but now she sees the difference. So she'll probably be up all night, but she had fun. We got to go pick it out herself. She walked there herself and picked it out herself, which I gave her the money, and she was off to the races.
That's an issue.
But why we had to take it away in the beginning, because when she drinks it in high doses, it's just too much for every reason with her condition. I don't know if everyone with her condition is that way, but with her schizoaffective disorder, the caffeine just really brings out her disorder. Like it's not very prevalent when she's not doing caffeine, and when she does the caffeine, like it becomes really apparent. And like she starts talking to herself, she starts being very much more like, it's harder to focus. Like it's harder to get her attention because she's kind of in another world.
She's having a great day.
But she's happy, so we're like, otherwise she's like sleeping all day and kind of like melancholy. So it's like kind of like.
We get her coffee all the time.
That's where I'm kind of like with me with the. Well, if I have to drink a little bit on this trip and the next trip. But after that, I just don't want to do it for my health anymore.
Side-eye, you're back.
Huh?
Oh, I'm sorry. Bombastic Side-Eye said that she wasn't coming back, but now she's back.
Who's coming back?
Just someone who just said they weren't coming back.
Oh, and now they came back. Oh,
yeah.
Welcome back. Welcome
back.
Welcome back to the family. But yeah, we do like seeing her so happy. So it's hard. It's hard. Just like with me with the alcohol, it's like the best answer would be, don't drink alcohol. Don't give Annette caffeine. But then it's like, but is it really living when you're just sitting there like sleeping all day? You know what I mean? Like, so, or like when I'm in New York, it can be much more stressful and much more not something I enjoy as much if I'm there, by myself without the alcohol. Or with the alcohol, it can make it a little bit of an ease, but then there's anxiety about the alcohol, but it kind of, it makes you a little more relaxed, if that makes sense. So we are kind of like going through this thing of like, yeah, there's the ultimate in fitness, but then there's you can flex. Yeah, well, I'm an alcoholic, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm gonna send it at the end of the day. You guys can see I can do that. But yeah, I already know. I'm an alcoholic. But no, it's been just this phase since I've been going to New York, but I don't want it to be forever. So saying by the end of the year, I'm done with this phase. Because I'm already just kind of tired of it. I don't like getting sick and not feeling good and going through all that. Because I feel really good today, not drinking for 11 days. And every day away from alcohol, I feel better.
Yeah.
So, like, every time I drink, it's like, why'd I do that again, you know? So I don't have to, I'm smart enough to, like I said, and old enough to, like, I've kind of learned my lesson. But you go, why are you drinking this time or maybe the next time? I'm like, well, I'm kind of like, it's kind of like my last hurrah. I'm staying for, like, because I'm 40 and my midlife crisis here. I'm like, all right, and then I'm like, I'm good. I'm old, and not that old. I know there's people, oh, that's not old for like people that are older, but 40 is definitely where you're not young anymore. You know, you don't feel like living it up and going wild on the town or something and staying out all night. You're like, I want to go home and go to bed. And but when I go to New York, I think it's still just a little bit of this like last little spurt of like kind of like, huh? Yeah, oh yeah. This last little spurt of like maybe getting out all my, sowing out my wild oats, they say or whatever, like get the alcohol out of my system. Because I think for several years I still was kind of like desiring it a little bit, even, because in a little ways, I've sometimes felt like, well, I didn't really get much of a chance to drink because like my mom died when I was 20 and then I got DUI when I was 22 and then, I've been sober. So sometimes I would, you feel like, and but then but then when you experience it, you go, okay, so I'm a bit complaining that I didn't get to poison myself all the time. So that's the thing. The more I kind of like really get to experience on my own and get to like go, is this what I want? I go, no, it's not what I want. You know what I mean? So, but I don't know. I feel like I still have a little bit more of like a. Like last trip, I'm still frustrated with myself that I, drank the last day, and that, but I'm also happy with myself that I didn't drink when I got home. So there's part of me that kind of like, and it's bad to say, but I kind of almost want to see if I can like do better this time, like definitely make sure I don't drink again when I get home, and like, if I do drink, like stop it sooner. Like it's kind of like a little bit like a challenge for me a little bit, but I know that's not good because when you are an alcoholic, you shouldn't drink. But I have kind of put it in this little box. It has been working in the sense of like I'm able to go to New York and still do my job, but I know long term, the thing with me, the longer I drink, the sicker and the more kind of crazy I get. But so like in a short frame, you can see towards the end of the 2 weeks, I start to get a little bit nutty. I'm like crying all the time and stuff, and emotional and just weird and depressed and stuff. So I don't know. It's kind of just I'm just embracing that it's just what I'm going through right now. But yeah, like by the end of the year, I don't want to be a drinker anymore. Like I just it's not something I don't want to be. I've always been so proud to be like, oh, I don't drink. And you can feel actually really proud when you say that, especially when you're around a bunch of drinkers and they just kind of acting like idiots. And you're like, oh no, I don't drink. But right now I'm kind of being one of those idiots. But I don't know. I'm just giving myself a little bit of freedom. Ooh, and the game is almost on. Okay, I better let you go, Rich. Is it your turn? The game's almost on. I gotta see if I want to put a bet in. I don't need to. Well, the game is almost done. Are you gonna talk for a minute here? Yeah, why don't you talk? Okay, yeah, I'll start dinner. Oh, but you don't have burgers, so do you want me to make your steak? Do you want me to make your steak? Oh, we need to put the kebabs. The kebab. Why don't you take them to the dinner? Yeah, what we have kebabs for the ladies that need to go in toaster oven. They would actually work really great for the little extra big thing. And then we didn't go shopping today, so Richard was sweet enough to give me the organic beef, and he's just been doing like steak or other beef that we have. Because he actually got all this beef on sale, like steaks and like ground beef and like and the bones and stuff. The other day he went later in the day and the lady was putting out all the like reduced stuff, but he caught her right when she was putting out, so he bought like a ton of stuff. So we actually didn't need to go to the store today, and we have like plenty. We'll probably even have food tomorrow, and so it's kind of nice. It's definitely. We don't like when we have to go every day, but like I said, we had our reasons because we don't want to have the food go bad either. But if it's on sale, take your chances, because even if it goes bad, you probably still saved money, because some of them are marked down so much from the original prices. Some of the original prices for like the price of meat is insane, Yeah. Yeah. But anywho, so Rich is gonna. Are you gonna do a cooking stream? Richard,
Here we go.
are you gonna do a cooking stream?
What do you want me to do? Want me to cook?
Only if you want to, or I can. But
I'll cook. Come
because
on.
you're doing the steaks, you're better at it than me.
Let's go cook.
And he's also better at the burgers. Oh, the burgers he just made for me at lunchtime. Best burgers I've ever had my whole life. Here, I guess I'll give you this. You have two on. Let's see, you have one on. Oh no.
Okay, guys, come on.
You can make make the kebabs too.
Make the kebabs. Okay, make the kebabs.
Start with the kebabs, put those in the little
Okay.
toaster.
Okay, we'll do that.
I'm gonna turn this off.
We'll do that. Does anybody, let me see.
I'm gonna do bucket. He's gonna make. So we have these kebabs for the ladies and steaks.
We have to get a little weed later today if we want to.
Gloria gets really tired of
Normal stuff.
steak all the time. we never do.
We don't get tired
No
of
one
steak.
else does in the house.
We like
Gloria.
steak.
So
We like
we have
steak
to
a
get
lot.
different things. Like these are it's beef, but they have like veggies in the middle. Gloria likes the kebabs, so they're pretty cool. I think Richard got those on sale too. You got all
Yeah.
those things on the reduced bid.
I did?
Christmas. Yeah.
I sure did, didn't I?
It was to see
I did
when you
good.
go out there. They have the price tags, but we've been doing. I did some of that bone broth stew today, which is super helpful. I think Richard. He's right about the collagen. I think for your skin and hair and nails. Okay, you taking them?
Come on,
Let's
guys.
go.
Let's go.
I'm gonna turn on my mic.
Yep.
Ciao, everybody.
Ciao,
Remember
ciao.
on the show when you said that I can't take anyone seriously that says ciao when they leave the room? I just said ciao, and I've never said that. That's funny. It's funny how this stuff rubs off.
I know,
on
that
you.
was a really good show.
Yeah, it's funny. It's called Stick with Owen Wilson.
Good morning, good afternoon. How are you feeling today? I'm gonna make a little something. We'll start with, let's see. Hold on. Okay, so let's fire up the grill. Let's not knock this thing over though. All right, guys, all right. Okay. You know what I think I'm gonna make over here? This is where we'll do the kebabs over here. Let's get that going. Since they'll like that for dinner. And we'll make them a fresh pot of rice. I think some kebabs, rice, and whatever else would be good. I got some broccoli, but these come with vegetables, so I'll probably just get some nice, I'll make a nice bed of rice. That's what I'll do. All right. Okay. So here are the kebabs I've got, all ready to go. All ready to go. Okay. So these are the kebabs that we're going to be doing today for dinner. But first, I need to get some rice going. Let's get the rice going. So let's get a cup of rice going for the ladies. All right. What's up, Scooters? Pan is leaking out the hole now? No, not quite. I'm going to do these on, I don't know, like 325. And these are the Scooter McBooters we're going to have. Right here. We're going to have these guys. What do you think? I think that'll be a nice meal. And I'll put that on top of some rice that I'll make right here. But first we gotta get this hot. And we're also going to make Joy's burgers right here. Okay. So the ladies get tired of eating just the same thing day in, day out. I understand that. So we try to change it up. We'll do burgers here now. And for me, man, I don't know. What do you think? Does anybody know how to make mutton? I got this on sale. Do you guys know how to do mutton? Anybody? Does anybody know how to do it? No? Maybe? I think I'm just going to bake it. I think that'll be the strategy with that. Okay. I'm going to bake it. Hey, Annette.
Hi.
How's it?
Good.
Yeah, we're making little
For shish kebab.
shish kebabs, right?
Good.
Yeah. Thank you for the taps on the side there. You've never cooked lamb? Maybe one of those Instant Pots? I'm just going to bake it, I guess. You know? I don't really know. You know, color me pink, that's not necessarily true. It's like, why not try something new? Why not step outside my comfort zone? I mean, what's the worst that can happen? That I don't like the food? Well, I mean, I've had worse days. Other than being like, oh, my dinner's no good. Well, I don't like it. So I figure, you know, the risk versus the reward is there, you know. All right. Joy does not like oil on her burgers. So we don't put any oil in the pan. We do it dry. She likes it dry. La. And then I like to put a little salt on for the seasoning. Because there's oil in this meat, that's why. Like, to see all that white? That's fat. And that fat is oil. And when it heats up, it will be just fine. Beef nibbler dust. I already washed my hands. Okay. Now that's cooking. Let's figure out what to do with this guy. Let me see if there's any recipes online I can take a peek at. You guys weren't too helpful with the recipes, but no offense, Chad. I'm not going to hold that against you. I mean, we all have our expertise. Cooking obviously isn't one of your guys's. What's the best way to cook lamb simply? What do you guys think? Okay. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to 400. Okay, we're taking it to 400 now. Great. Meanwhile, I'm gonna do this over here. Let me get the rice going. All right, we'll get that rice going over there. Let me get a lid. Put that down. Bring it down to a simmer. You got to boil the water. I don't know if you guys make rice, but you boil the water first, then add the rice, and then bring it down to a simmer. And that'll make you some really nice fluffy rice. Okay. We'll flip these guys. Joy likes her burgers dry. No lettuce. Body so fly. Make the haters jealous. All right. I think it's about time for me to put my steak on. I was thinking about having this guy. Again, on sale. Look at that. $10 for a New York strip. $10 for anything under $10 for a steak is a good deal, I think. That's my personal opinion. It's a nice cut. It's a New York strip cut. All right, let's let it do its thing. We'll let it cook. As far as me, I think it needs a little meat. It needs a little of this oil because without the oil, this is going to burn. So the oil kind of keeps the temperature, I don't know, like it keeps the temperature kind of cool in a way without burning. Okay, now let's figure out what to do with this guy, shall we? No, I think it's a good idea, Pixie. I think you should always try something new, you know. Always give it a little shot, you know. Give it a try. Boiled rice. Do you like boiled rice? How else would you make your rice, Scooters? We have a crock pot for rice. I don't think crock pots do good on rice. Okay. No, I don't think it's burning. I got it on like a little bit like medium high. And the rice is cooking. I'm gonna add some butter to the rice right now. So I'll take this butter right here, like so. Get the label off of it, and then I think it's gonna taste really good right in here. Dump it in. All right. Now back to the steak. Don't worry, I haven't forgot about the mutton. The mutton will be coming up. The oven is still preheating at the moment. All right, I think Joy's burgers are done. Joy, your burgers are done. If you're watching, come and get it. Come and get it. Let this sizzle for a little while longer on the other side. And this is what Joy's gonna eat right here. I think, maybe a little longer. No, I don't know. What do you guys think? Is it done? Ooh, that's a little bit. I would eat it that way. Joy will not eat it this way. So they got to go back on for another 30 seconds. All right, and then the shish kebab's cooking, the rice is cooking. Thanks for, hey guys, hit the likes. Give us a like, give us a subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Really appreciate it. Share the stream if that's what you're into. Appreciate it. Hey, thank you so much there, T World or J World, whatever. I like your style. Okay, let's flip these one more time. Give a nice little. We give it a tosse. Tosse it's a cooking term, means to toss. to toss your food. Give it a little tosse. And then this is what we're going to eat. No sauce, no condiments, no lettuce, basically no sugar. All that stuff is sugar. You know, condiments are nothing but sugar, except for mayonnaise. Mayonnaise and mustard are fine, but like ketchup, ranch dressing, all that stuff has a lot of sugar in it. So, Joy, your meal's done. You're right here. Okay. All right. Now, back to the mutton. What are we going to do with this mutton? Because we're at 325. I need to be at 400. Hold on, guys. We got to figure out this mutton situation. Oh, geez. Okay. Yep, I would. Take this. Take this. Let me just figure out what I'm going to do with this mutton real quick, because my thing's almost done there. Yeah, you figure out yours real quick. Okay, I gotta go.
You want me to write down my...
Yeah, write yours down. That might be help. Okay.
Let me have the burgers.
Yeah, no, because I'm gonna have some of this mutton.
What's mutton?
This mutton is right here. Oh wait, here's Joy. Everybody wants to say hi to Joy.
Hi everybody. Thank you for the burgers. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go to bed.
Okay, write it down for me, and let me get this mutton going. I'll come. Sorry guys, we've got a Mets game going on here. So the situation is that the game starts in like 15 minutes. So I've got to get this mutton in the pan. Okay, there's a start. Now, let's do a little marinade. Let me get this guy off. Hold on. Shame on me, I did not have my placeware set yet. It always throws you off if you don't do that. You know how it goes. Those of you who've ever done any restaurant work. Okay, steak. Great, so that's going. The rice is cooking, and those are going, and now let's go back over to the mutton. I'll come. Yeah.
See, I don't
Yeah, what you
want
got?
these people only one if they're playing.
Gotcha.
This one is-
Give me an alternate if you think maybe one of them
No,
not
that's
playing.
what I'm saying.
Can you look? Is there a way for you to look?
Do the alternate.
Okay. Again, we're gonna use the organic Oregon.
You don't need to do all these. You can do less, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't know which one of those two are playing.
Okay.
See how these two, I don't know if he's...
Sure.
There you go. And then this one, yeah. But we have very little time today. You want
Okay.
to do a phone?
Huh?
Do you have a phone so you can do that?
Yeah, I'll do it in a second. Here's the thing. I always do it fat side down. You know what I mean? So the fat drips down. I mean, fat side up. Sorry. Or whatever. Fat side facing down. However you would phrase that to get my point across. I think you know what I'm talking about. Right? Okay. And then I'm going to do this. Okay. Have you guys ever found a pan that actually like fit these things? Have you ever found that? Or do they? You always have to use like twice as much as you need. Like it's like, oh, it just fits up to this point, so I got to do a whole nother spread there. Why don't they just make it so it goes all the way? I guess this one kind of did. Never mind. Never mind. Okay. All right. Now we're gonna dump this into the others down here. And this will be some meat and rice. I'll have some tonight. The lady will have the that over here. And then I'm gonna, see, I gotta do this for Joy real quick. So just pardon me while I get myself sorted. Hey, Nettie! All right. Oh, man. So that was a walk. That was a long walk all the way from the kitchen. All right. How are we doing? Okay. Let's get our shit together here, guys. Hi, Didi. Is it hot? Is it terribly hot in Vegas? Yes, it is. It has been hot for the last several weeks now. Okay, I gotta go. Hold on. Okay, let me get this going. Okay, I'm going to get to your chats in a moment. It's an emergency. I've got to get these in right now. Or Joy's going to lose her shorts. Annette's listening to Guns N' Roses right now. So cute. Okay. Okay. Hey, everyone. We're all having a good day. Good. Okay, I can't tell you what I'm doing because Joyce says you guys are bad luck. That's why. Yeah, I got him in. Three minutes, you guys. Yeah, we're gonna watch the Mets game today. Man, it'd be great to get a new kitchen. Hi, Ladybug Lane. Happy day. Oh. Let's see. Yeah, the war room, bro. Hi, what's up? Angels among us. Hello. How are you? Want the name of the hat? I don't know. Joy got it in New York City. I actually have no idea. The stove. What about the stove? I turned everything off except for the rice and the mutton. I gotta check the time. I gotta check how many pounds was that. I think it was about 3 pounds, wasn't it? So probably about set timer for 1 hour and 15 minutes. I'm honestly banned advantage gambler. Okay, hold on. Now Annette, what are we listening to? Okay, let me print these out. Got to print them out over there. Joy, is the game started? Make sure it's on Jump to Live. Okay. I got a good feeling about today. Happy Saturday, guys. Happy Saturday. You know, the thing is that a lot of people just started doing sports betting, but Joy and I, we've done it ever since. I mean, we did it in Panama, and we did it here ever since we moved here. I mean, it's definitely been kind of one of these things we've enjoyed doing. Okay, babe, your bets are printed on the printer. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hi, Nettie. Whoa. All right. Guitar Hero. Dietary, what's up, bro? Are you gonna teach me how to play guitar one of these days? Are we gonna jam together so you can teach me something? Wouldn't it be cool, Dietary, if you and me and Justin Timberlake could like just hang out for an afternoon, just jam? He'd be so bored with that. He'd be so bored with us in like 5 seconds. He'd be like, now, if we, I wonder who he'd want to play with, you know? Rock on. Hey, Hunted Coyotes, what do you think, man? Come on. I like a little more action on my guitar. You know? Listen, I've had a wonderful afternoon hanging out with you guys. It's really been a pleasure. 3 chords is all you need to know, bro. That's it. You're right. 100% about that. Woo! What's up, Keffer? Rogers. Pantera, man. I don't know any Pantera. That was kind of... I was kind of finishing up college by then. So what that means is when you get a job, you don't have as much time to sit around and listen to music all day. So you just listen to the old music you listened to when you were in college. A day without Trigger Man. Hey, bro, 100. Don't be cool. Don't be cruel. We miss Trigger Man. He might be sick. I do know some Led Zeppelin. Da-na-na-na-na. Da-na-na, da-na-na, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. What else do I know? I'm trying to think. Sometimes I can see the rhythm in my hands, but I can't. I gotta hear it. Oops. You see what I'm saying? I know it. Listen. I know it's not right. I'm trying to remember it, Dallas. Was that Led Zeppelin 4, by any chance? It was you can hear it. Yeah, it's a little bit there. You know, if I practiced it and I heard it again, I could do it. Hey mama, the way you move, gonna make you sweat, gonna make you groove. I have to practice it. Man, Zeppelin rocks. Can we agree Zeppelin rocks? I mean, that's a fact. Joy, you watching the game? Joy, you watching the game? Good. Hey, mama said the way you move, gonna make you sweat, gonna make you groove. Man, Jimmy Page was the baddest. All right. Mountain RC Farm. What's up, Mountain RC Farm? How you be today? All right. Dr. Randolph, he's appearing a little frail. I don't know. He'd be able to work on the corner. Can't get the 2 chords, put it in and drop D. You guys are all experts. Paulette. Dude, that's probably the... Rich, do you need to see a doctor? Christina, do you? Hey, guys. Oh, look at that. 104 hearts. Awesome. Great work, guys. Fantastic work. Matthew T. A doctor for what? What would I tell them? What would I say to them? Christina Keffer in my chat insisted I call you doctor. What's the issue, Rich? I have no idea. She just told me to call you. She said I had to come see you. Did she tell you anything else? No. She said I just had to see you. All right, guys. Listen, the ball game's about to start, so I'm gonna head out of here. It's been a lot. Dude, do you not know it's like 104 degrees and I'm literally out here in? Do you know where this is right here? This is the what do you call it? The utility room is where I built my office. It's like 100. It's like hotter in here probably than it is outside right now. No, Christina. I think what you need to do is I think you need to check. I think Karen, put your shorts back on, and check the weather in Vegas, and just realize it's super hot. By 7 p.m., everything will be just fine. Dude, I'm not living in a storage unit, but that would not be a bad idea. I mean, I wouldn't be afraid to live in a storage unit, would you? As long as they give you free access to the bathrooms, that'd be the only issue. Yeah, but hey, okay, it's 108 where you are. Okay, great. Do you have a shed outside? Do you have a shed where you keep all your tools and it's sitting out in the sun that's baking in the hot sun? Tell you what, why don't you go get all your computer equipment, put it out there, and go sit out there for 2 hours. And then come back to tell me how you feel, and then I'll tell you to go see a doctor. Oh, it's hot and muggy out there too. I know it's kind of hot everywhere. I think a lot of it has to do is that, hey guys, thanks for hitting the likes. Hit the likes, hit the streams. A lot of people have been asking me a lot of questions about Vegas and about what's happening here, because it's like people are kind of a little freaked out. But yeah, it's been a little struggly. Not for us, because we're nomadic, so to speak. Yo, what's up, Joe Mama? So we're nomadic, so we kind of go where the water is greener. Is that a saying? Whatever, you know what I mean. We go where the water's... No, wait, where the grass is green. No, that's another one. Because if you go where the grass is greener, you find out the grass isn't actually as green as you thought it was going to be. And you're like, shit, I should have stayed where I was at. It was greener back there. And then you go back there and you're like, wait a minute. Maybe it was greener where I was at. Maybe nowhere I go it's green. Dr. Randolph, are you really a doctor? I don't think you're really a doctor for some reason. Nomadic is a polite way to say homeless? Well, not really, because if you're homeless, you really don't have the ability to pack up and move to Panama, another country, or go to New York City, or move to Vegas, or you're not nomadic. You can't move. You have very little. You're basically kind of stuck wherever you're at. So no, that's not really the same thing. They're very, very different, actually. He has ACs, but the community. Oh, I know. Thanks, Dad. Thanks for explaining the logistics here. And thank you so much, by the way, for hitting the likes. Robbie, thank you. I appreciate it. I suspect that was you, because right when you said that was a fair response, it went up 1, and that would be a logical thing for a person to do. Right? Yeah. Hey, that was a good response. Okay. Give them a like on this. I don't have to like anything. Okay, guys, listen. Mets game is on. Your teams are probably playing right now, too. It's Saturday afternoon. It's probably Saturday evening on the East Coast. So you guys are probably past happy hour. Let's have a great weekend, okay, guys? We will be back definitely tomorrow. Pending, no major catastrophes, and maybe we'll work on some Dallas songs. Yeah, it was good seeing you too. Thanks for stopping in, Dallas. Love the headband. Hey, Joe Mama, good to see you, man. Go Rockies, go Rockies. Who else we got? Snoop. Bye, Snoop. Okay, Dr. Randolph. Right on, man. Retired at 42. So what do you do? So how old are you now? I will give you likes if you go to the doctor. No. I don't work under those conditions. But thank you so much. I care for you all. I love you all. Thank you for the likes. Thank you guys. Yes. You guys are the best. Good to best. I'm withering away. Thank you. I've been really trying to diet, honestly. But quite honestly, I'm a little chubbier than normal. I don't want to get into it because but you use a wide angle lens, it makes you look a little skinnier. It's just a little trick of the trade.
Turn me up a little bit. Baby, now you're gonna hear this one. Sun's shining. Yo. I don't hate players. I don't love the game. I'm a shot clock, way above the game. Be point blank with you, the game.
I got all this work on me. I ain't come for play.
You can show the little shorties how you pump and things. The dog.
Not to death. I'm not impressed. I'm not amused. I'm not confused. I'm not to do. I'm a grown man business. I'm not in school. Put your hand down, youngin'. This is not for you.
On my jail, my beats with the Kanye, yo. Your name on the marquee, your name off the payroll. Style fresh
like I'm still a Dayo, and it's been like that since the Dayo.
On more time than a Rollie or Seiko.
Step on deck, your neck, or do what I say so. Get up or get out, get down or lay low. Stand in the shadows. Open Jedi, I am Black Jedi.
Let's move. Shout out to my man Khalid Kwame. We on top. Shout out. Check it out.
Check it out. Slim Jedi.
To cast a big shadow.
Cherokee red to shoot the long arrow.
Got more skill, more aim, and more ammo. You can get it all from a big or small barrel like
Hail Mary, full of grace, Jedi. Come and shoot up the place and make you pull up your face. The deck.
I pull out the ace from the jungles of the Empire State where there ain't no escape. 247
718, and that's like every night and every day. From the place that I settle insane to the states, I'm collecting my pay.
Blast off and I'm back to the cave.
Hold it down for my family straight.
Representing a family way.
Football, not for amateur play.
Being Ross is an amateur stage. Before the president, the camera's raised.
Like a long time man of the way, you understanding me straight.
Yeah, no doubt.
Excellence. And that's what it is, you see. Richer, crisper, stronger reception, a sharper picture. Revolve around God and